Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Maxima Racing Oil Safer at Home 40 here at RaceOnTexas.com's Facebook page and LSRTV's YouTube channel. Once again, that is Live Sim Racing TV, your home for esports and e-racing. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening. We've got two classes coming at you here, folks. We're going to have the Proline Fabrication Winged 305 Sprint Cars and the First Class Towing Winged 360s here at the famous Eldora Speedway, I should say, in Rossburg, Ohio. A little bit different format here for the Proline Fabrication Winged 305 Sprint Cars. We are in practice right now, a 15-minute open practice session here, and then we are going to move right on into GTEC 360 qualifying for the Proline Fabrication Winged 305 Sprint Cars, and then it will be a 25-lap main event. We're going to line up directly from qualifying, so those the most important 2 laps of the drivers, for the drivers, I should say, right here in session number 1 with Proline Fabrication Wing 305 Sprint Cars. So 2 laps to determine where you're going to start, and then a 25-lap main event. My name is Nick Robbins here on the call this evening. Be doing this one solo. Got Mr. Charles Wooten running cameras for me this evening. Once again, if you are watching live at RaceOnTexas.com, also, sorry, at the South Texas Speedway's Facebook page as well, and LSRTV's YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in with us here this evening, and we are looking for some great 360 and 305 wing sprint car racing action. Once again, the Proline Fabrication Winged 305s on the racetrack right now for their open practice session. Quick time right now in the session belongs to China Grove, Texas racer Mr. Trent Beaver in the 14 machine with a 15.26 second elapsed time around here at Eldora Speedway. The only repeat winner that we have had in this South Texas Speedway iRacing Series has been Mr. Jared Maupin with 2 wins in the UMP Modified Division 1, coming way back on March the 24th at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and one much more recently, just last week, as a matter of fact, picking up another UMP Modified win at Lanier Speedway in the Stay at Home 60, brought to you by Maxima Racing Oils. Tonight, Maxima Racing Oils on board again with us here at the Safer at Home 40. Once again, 2 divisions of sprint cars this evening. Our first look at some of the non-fendered cars here in the iRacing service with the South Texas Speedway League for 2020. Right now looks like 12 minutes, almost 13 minutes of open practice here have elapsed for the Proline Fabrication Winged 305 Sprint Cars. Once again, Trent Beaver still quick time. Looks like Scott Bargloff clocking in there second quick with a 15.27. Jared Maupin third quick. Max Callis McDonald, his first outing with the South Texas Speedway iRacing Invitational Series, right now clocking in at a 15.34 second elapsed time. Max, of course, down from the Mission, Texas area, races limited modifieds every weekend with us at South Texas Speedway. Also does a lot of pavement racing, pro truck racing in the Houston, Texas area. Also races at the Snowball Derby every year. So look for Max to do well this evening. Johnny Torres right now rounding out the top 5 in pre-race practice here for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305 Sprint Cars. Torres, of course, out of San Antonio, Texas, has had some good runs in the street stock racing we've been doing here at RaceOnTexas.com a little bit recently, but has had some bad luck gremlins bite him in the butt both times. So hopefully we can get a good run here from Johnny this evening. Right now, he's sitting inside the top 5 in pre-race practice. A little less than 1 minute remaining in this practice session, and then we will move on to GTEC 360 open or single car qualifying, I should say. GTEC 360, of course, sponsoring the qualifying here for both divisions of racing this evening. Once again, want to thank you so much last weekend, ladies and gentlemen, for getting Live Sim Racing TV, that YouTube channel, up over 7,000 subscribers now. Couldn't do it if it wasn't for the fine folks watching us here. We hope that you like what you're seeing. Just one more night here in lockdown, in quarantine, so to speak, as we get here in the last 10 seconds or so of pre-race practice. A lot of good racing has been seen here in the iRacing.com service. Want to thank each and every one of you once again for watching. Eddie Davis watching from Northern California. Eddie, thanks so much for tuning in this evening. Dakota Sherman watching out of the state of Texas. If you're watching at either LSRTV's YouTube channel or one of the Facebook pages as well where we are streaming this evening, drop us a line there in the chat. Give us a heads up. Hell, we've got one from Australia, Dale Rachow, watching us. Dale, I hope I got your last name right, brother. If I didn't, I apologize profusely. Watching this evening, we move on now into GTEC 360 single car qualifying here for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305 sprint cars here at Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. The only repeat winner that we have had, like I said, has been Jared Maupin. Both of those wins coming for the driver of West Lakota, Texas, coming in the UMP Open Wheel Modifieds. One race at Lanier just last week. The other back on the third week of March, the 24th, at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Other winners include Howard Weaver picking up the win in the Kung Flu 50 back on the 31st of March at Knoxville Raceway in Knoxville, Iowa. Almost said Ohio. Knoxville, Iowa. So we've only had one repeat winner. Of course, Justin Holt picked up the very first event in this invitational series. Back on the 24th of March at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway, won our street stock portion of the evening. So again, here tonight, two divisions of winged sprint car racing. Of course, the top five once again a little bit different here for qualifying for GTEC 360 open or single car qualifying, I should say, for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305 sprint cars. Right now, Stephen Whitaker Jr. Atop the qualifying standings at 15.53 seconds. The racetrack starting to dry out just a little bit here at Eldora Speedway. So Whitaker atop the GTEC 360 qualifying standings right now, 15.53 second elapsed time. Max Callis coming in second quick in, I believe, one of his very first iRacing races here. It is his definitely his first visit here to Eldora Speedway with the South Texas Speedway Invitational Series. Trent Beaver right now third quick, 15.63. Howard Weaver, you're looking at him on track right now with a 15.68, and Marcus Maklicek tied for that fourth spot. So the top five are within 15/100ths of a second right now, and that looks like we should be coming pretty close here to the end of GTEC 360 single car qualifying here for the Proline Fabrication Winged 305 sprint cars, and that is going to move us, as soon as we fast forward through this session here, we'll move us straight into a heads up 25 lap feature. So as they sit right now, I'll give you the full running order here. 19 cars timing in for the South Texas Speedway Invitational Series. Stephen Whitaker Jr., of course, your quick qualifier right now in GTEC 360 open car or single car qualifying. So it's Whitaker, Callis, Beaver, Howard Weaver in fourth, Marcus Maklicek fifth, and you've got Ryder Cantillo, Jared Maupin, Rail Uncle Brandon Ball, and Kevin Rutherford inside the top 10. Johnny Torres the 11th, Cameron Starry 12th, Robert Kelm 13th, Tanner Whitmire in one of his first races here with the South Texas Series is going to be 14th, ahead of Lawrence Maklicek, one of the legendary racers from down the South Texas region. He'll be 15th quick. Ben Maklicek, Gilbert Perez, Triton Temple, and Zyler Bryant rounding out the field. The entire field less than half a second separating them in single car qualifying, brought to you once again by GTEC 360. So we will be getting ready to go here with the Caliber Collision main event for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305s here at Eldora Speedway. 25 laps, gonna be the distance. The first sprint car race of this South Texas Series getting ready to get underway here in just a few seconds. Looks like we've got about 35 seconds left here on the clock for GTEC 360 single car qualifying. Thank you once again to those of you tuning in here with us at the Race on Texas Facebook page or the LSRTV YouTube channel. I believe we'll be going live to the South Texas Speedway Facebook page here in just a moment as well. We're getting that worked into the stream here. We already are. I'm just getting a word in the ear here from the producer. We are streaming live at South Texas Speedway's Facebook page, as well as Race on Texas Facebook page, and of course the LSRTV YouTube channel. All of these wonderful camera angles brought to you once again from Mr. Charles Wooten, one of the best producers in the business of iRacing here. So good to have all of you watching this evening, and we are getting ready for the Caliber Collision main event here with the Proline Fabrication Wing 305 Sprint cars. Once again, they will grid heads up from their GTEC 360 qualifying time. So it'll be Stephen Whitaker Jr. and Max Callis on the front row. Trent Beaver and Howard Weaver will make up row number 2. Marcus Maklicek and Ryder Cantillo will be row 3. Jared Maupin and Ray Allen Kohanek, the 5-time ASCS Gulf South Region Sprint Car Champion. He'll be in the 8th position alongside Jared Maupin, our only repeat winner in this South Texas Speedway Series. Brandon Ball and Kevin Rutherford going to make up row 5. Johnny Torres and Cameron Starry on row 6. Robert Kelman, Tanner Whitmire will be row 7. Lawrence Maklicek and Ben Maklicek, that's uncle and nephew there, on row number 8. Gilbert Perez, the 3rd, and Triton Temple will be row number 9. And starting solo on row 10 all by his lonesome will be Zyler Bryant. We'll get them rolling out here on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, for the first feature of the evening. Once again, it'll be brought to you by Caliber Collision. Caliber Collision bringing you the feature this evening for the Proline Fabrication Winged 305 Sprint Car Series. The 89 of Stephen Whitaker Jr. going to be on the inside of the front row. Max Callis on the outside in the 148. The 14 on the inside of row 2 will be Trent Beaver, alongside the 07 of Crossville, Tennessee racer Howard Weaver. Next row back on the inside, you got Marcus Maklicek in the 9 machine, and Ryder Cantillo, I should say, to the outside in the 97. Inside row number 4, our only repeat winner here in this South Texas Speedway Series, the 91 in the Weslaco, Texas. That'll be Jared Maupin. To his outside from the Conroe, Texas area, that'll be the 21 of Ray Allen Kohanek. Brandon Ball going to be on the inside in the Finley Farms number 17 machine. And to his outside in the 09, that'll be Kevin Rutherford. In the Alamo Hot Rod Parts number 66 machine, you've got Johnny Torres on the inside of row number 6. He'll be alongside the 74 of the Jack Daniels paint job there on the 74 of Cameron Starry. Next row back on the inside, you're going to have Robert Kelm alongside the 101 there of Tanner Whitmire. Next row back, of course, the uncle Lawrence Maklicek on the inside in the 87 machine. Ben Maklicek to the top shelf in the 13. Should have Triton Temple in the Corona number 1 machine alongside, looks like Gilbert Perez the 3rd in the 3 car. We're also looking for Zyler Bryant in the next row back. So it looks like we're going to shuffle Howard Weaver to the back of the field. Weaver going to take that back row challenge. It's going to move Stephen Whitaker Jr. up to the front row on the inside. He'll be starting on the pole. Actually should have been there in the first place. Whitaker was your top qualifier. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit rusty here this evening. The green flag is out, though, for the Caliber Collision main event for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305 Sprint Cars. And Stephen Whitaker Jr. going to get out to an early lead off of turn number 4. We're already headed down the back straightaway, working on lap number 1. Whitaker going to lead the field into the second set of corners, and it looks like he'll lead lap number 1 off of turn number 4. Indeed he does. Second spot right now, Max Callis McDonald. Max coming under fire, though, from Ryder Cantillo. Cantillo already up 3 positions in the 97 machine. The Mesilla Valley Transport number 97 right now coming under fire from Jared Maupin. Maupin and Marcus Maklicek got a good battle going on down the back, or down the front straightaway, as Maklicek takes over the 4th spot coming into turn number 1. Whitaker still your race leader by about 0.4 of a second, working the bottom and working it well off of turn number 4. Second place still Max Callis in that 148 machine, the young driver out of Mission, Texas, not too far off the heels, off the tail tank of the 89 machine again, and indeed I should say Max with a great run off the top of turn number 2. Max driving in high and driving off the corners very low. You can see the good run on the exit for the 148 machine. Looks like we are on board with Max down the front straightaway, or back straightaway. Number 3 we go once again. Max Callis McDonald working in second spot. You see again the tail tank and the rear tires of the 89 machine just in front of the 148 car. Stephen Whitaker Jr. still your race leader. Looks like working lap number 6 right now. 5 laps completed already of this 25-lap main event, brought to you by Caliber Collision for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305 Sprint cars. We've got a hard charger right now. We're looking at 7th spot on the grid, ladies and gentlemen. Gilbert Perez the third, working in that number 3 machine, started back in the 17th spot. So G got a good run going here in the Caliber Collision main event, brought to you by Caliber Collision for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305 Sprint cars. 7 laps now in the books. We're looking at Real Uncle Hannock down the back straightaway. He's battling right now with Kevin Rutherford. Kohanic has lost 4 spots here since the start of this Caliber Collision main event for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305 Sprint cars. The field's starting to move their way towards the top of the racetrack. Of course, I figured this racetrack would go that way towards the end of the race. There's a slider from Kohanic on the 09 machine. Kohanic looking for another spot. They're going to get together down the front straightaway. Great piece of driving there by Kevin Rutherford to keep that car rubber side down. Unfortunately, cost him a lot of momentum, as you can see him now slip back into the 11th position. Back up front, let's take a look at the front of the pack here with Stephen Whitaker Jr. now still your race leader. Max Callis still in second spot. Those cars have started to pull away from the rest of the field. Ryder Cantillo right now in the 3rd position, about 3/4 of a second behind Max Callis, but only a 10th in front of Marcus Maklicek. Maklicek up 1 spot from his starting position. Cantillo up 3 right now, started 6th and is looking good in that 3rd position. Approaching the halfway mark quickly now, ladies and gentlemen. Going to be 13 laps complete, or 12 laps complete this time by. Working lap number 13 right now. The battle for 3rd, the one to watch on the racetrack, as we now go on board with Marcus Maklicek down the back chute into turn. Oh, and some contact there between Cantillo and Maklicek. Cantillo keeps the car straight, and Maklicek backs out of the throttle. Unfortunately, he's going to lose that 4th spot, and it's going to allow Weslaco, Texas racer Jared Maupin to make his way by, as well as young Cameron Starry now getting around Maklicek also for the 5th spot. So Maklicek going to lose 2 positions on that move right there. Now here comes Gilbert Perez, the hard charger so far in this race. Perez up 10 positions, once again battling right now for that 7th spot on the racetrack. Gilbert Perez got his hands full with Howard Weaver now, as we are within 10 laps to go. Your leader working on lap number 16, as Howard Weaver up from the back of the pack. Right now sitting in the 7th spot. Still no cautions, a green to checkered run so far. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm afraid I may have no caution just yet in the Caliber Collision main event for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305 Sprint cars, as we got a great shot now off the back of Howard Weaver sitting in 7th. You're looking on the back straightaway from the tail tank of the 07 machine. You can see the 3 car, Gilbert Perez, right up against the wall around turns 3 and 4 here at Eldora. Your leader right now still Stephen Whitaker Jr. seems to be unchallenged in the top spot. He's got about a second, almost 2-second advantage over Max Callis McDonald. Whitaker walking the dog on him here in Caliber Collision main event number 1 for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305 Sprint cars. Down the back straightaway we go. Looks like a couple of drivers have disconnected from the session here, as we've still got a huge gap back to Max Callis. Jared Maupin right now in the 3rd spot, rounding out the podium. Ryder Cantillo and Marcus Maklicek once again shaping up for another good battle. Here comes Howard Weaver, though, in the 6th spot. Don't count Weaver out. He was scheduled to start 4th, dropped all the way to the back of the pack, as we are now within 5 laps to go. Your leader working lap number 21 is still Stephen Whitaker Jr. 1.59 seconds ahead of Max Callis McDonald there in the second spot. Max sitting in the runner-up position, another second back to Jared Moppin. These top two cars very, very comfortable out in front of this main event. Jared Moppin in the third position, a 3/4 of a second gap back to fourth spot. Ryder Cantillo, and then it's actually now Marcus Maklicek who's taken over that fourth spot. Let's look at that battle for third, or for fourth, I should say, as Cantillo going to sneak back under the 9 machine. They're going to get together again in turns 1 and 2. Weaver going to sneak by. Starry going to sneak by. Gilbert Perez sneaks by as well. Marcus Maklicek hangs onto that fourth spot, but bad run there for Ryder Cantillo as your leader now working lap number 24. The white flag should be in the air next time by for Stephen Whitaker Jr. Off of turn number 4 down the front stretch, the white flag will wave. Whitaker working his final lap here in Caliber Collision main event action. We go on board down the back straightaway into turn 3. You can see the lap car of Triton Temple way off in the distance, and Stephen Whitaker Jr. going to walk away with this one, a 2.5 second advantage at the checkered flag for the driver out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Or out of Robstown, Texas, I should say. Stephen Whitaker Jr. going to get the win in Caliber Collision main event racing for the Proline Fabrication Winged 305 Sprint Cars. Max Callis in second. Third spot, Jared Moppin. Fourth was Howard Weaver. Marcus Maklicek rounds out the top 5. Cameron Starry, Ryder Cantillo, Raylan Kohanek, Gilbert Perez, Kevin Rutherford, Johnny Torres, Zyler Bryant, Lawrence Maklicek, Robert Kelm, Brandon Ball, Trent Beaver, Ben Maklicek, Tanner Whitmire, and Triton Temple round out the complete running order for the Caliber Collision main event for the Proline Fabrication Winged 305 Sprint Cars. First class towing, Wing 360 is going to be up in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a pause for the cause, run a couple of real quick ads, and we'll be right back with session number 2 for the first class towing Winged 360 Sprint Cars here at Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio.
At AOC Auto Parts, we offer a huge selection of premium automotive parts and supplies at competitive prices. We also make custom hydraulic hoses made on site while you wait. We have a knowledgeable and professional parts staff that can get you back on the road in no time. Come into AOC Auto Parts today and see why we're different than all of the other auto parts stores. Buy local, buy premium parts, buy smarter. Buy your auto parts from AOC Auto Parts, located at 14342 Northwest Boulevard.
When remembering your loved one, SNS Monuments will help you in the decision process when searching for the headstone that best memorializes your loved one. SNS Monuments offers free interest layaways with a minimum down payment. Not ready to let go of your loved one? SNS Monuments offers glass cremation orbs, jewelry, and urns.
Visite SNS Monument, donde lo tratamos como familia. Hector, live from Sam's Corpus Christi, and that's right, folks, we've gone digital for the comfort of your own home. We've got Sue and Johnny on staff, and they are taking all trade appraisals, credit apps, and pricing online, and we even do deliveries to your front doorstep. Shop Sames and Save.
At AOC Auto Parts, we offer a huge selection of premium automotive parts and supplies at competitive prices. We also make custom hydraulic hoses made on site while you wait. We have a knowledgeable and professional parts staff that can get you back on the road in no time. Come into AOC Auto Parts today and see why we're different than all of the other auto parts stores. Buy local, buy premium parts, buy smarter. Buy your auto parts from AOC Auto Parts, located at 14342 Northwest Boulevard.
loved one. SNS Monuments will help you in the decision process when searching for the headstone that best memorializes your loved one. SNS Monuments offers free interest layaways with a minimum down payment. Not ready to let go of your loved one? SNS Monuments offers glass cremation orbs, jewelry, and urns.
Visite SNS Monument, donde lo tratamos como familia.
Hector, live from Saints Corpus Christi, and that's right, folks, we've gone digital for the comfort of your own home. We've got Sue and Johnny on staff, and they are taking all trade appraisals, credit apps, and pricing online, and we even do deliveries to your front doorstep. Shop Sames and Save.
At AOC Auto Parts, we offer a huge selection of premium automotive parts and supplies at competitive prices. We also make custom hydraulic hoses made on site while you wait. We have a knowledgeable and professional parts staff that can get you back on the road in no time. Come into AOC Auto Parts today and see why we're different than all of the other auto parts stores. Buy local, buy premium parts, buy smarter. Buy your auto parts from AOC Auto Parts, located at 14342 Northwest Boulevard.
When remembering your loved one, SNS Monuments will help you in the decision process when searching for the headstone that best memorializes your loved one. SNS Monuments offers free interest layaways with a minimum down payment. Not ready to let go of your loved one? SNS Monuments offers glass cremation orbs, jewelry, and urns.
Visite SNS Monument, donde lo tratamos como familia.
Hector, live from Saints Corpus Christi, and that's right, folks, we've gone digital for the comfort of your own home. We've got Sue and Johnny on staff, and they are taking all trade appraisals, credit apps, and pricing online, and we even do deliveries to your front doorstep. Shop Sames and Save.
At AOC Auto Parts, we offer a huge selection of premium automotive parts and supplies at competitive prices. We also make custom hydraulic hoses made on site while you wait. We have a knowledgeable and professional parts staff that can get you back on the road in no time. Come into AOC Auto Parts today and see why we're different than all of the other auto parts stores. Buy local, buy premium parts, buy smarter. Buy your auto parts from AOC Auto Parts, located at 14342 Northwest Boulevard.
When remembering your loved one, SNS Monuments will help you in the decision process when searching for the headstone that best memorializes your loved one. SNS Monuments offers free interest layaways with a minimum down payment. Not ready to let go of your loved one? SNS Monuments offers glass cremation orbs, jewelry, and urns.
Visite SNS Monument, donde lo tratamos como familia.
Hector, live from Saints Corpus Christi, and that's right, folks, we've gone digital for the comfort of your own home. We've got Sue and Johnny on staff, and they are taking all trade appraisals, credit apps, and pricing online, and we even do deliveries to your front doorstep. Shop Sames and Save.
At AOC Auto Parts, we offer a huge selection of premium automotive parts and
right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to server number 2 here for the First Class Towing Winged 360s. We are waiting for some drivers to make their way to the racetrack here for heat race number 1. As soon as we get them on the racetrack, we'll roll them right out there to you. Thank you so much again for watching. We may be actually experiencing an issue at the moment right now. We got the pace truck on the speedway. I'm going to step back into the broadcast booth and see if I can't get a word for you here, folks. We'll be right back. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We do apologize. We did have a server glitch there. We're going to throw up another one. We'll go right back to a couple more commercials. I promise you we'll be right back in just a few seconds. Thank you so much for your patience.
At AOC Auto Parts, we offer a huge selection of premium automotive parts and supplies at competitive prices. We also make custom hydraulic hoses made on site while you wait. We have a knowledgeable and professional parts staff that can get you back on the road in no time. Come into AOC Auto Parts today and see why we're different than all of the other auto parts stores. Buy local, buy premium parts, buy smarter. Buy your auto parts from AOC Auto Parts, located at 14342 Northwest Boulevard.
When remembering your loved one, SNS Monuments will help you in the decision process when searching for the headstone that best memorializes your loved one. SNS Monuments offers free interest layaways with a minimum down payment. Not ready to let go of your loved one? SNS Monuments offers glass cremation orbs, jewelry, and urns.
Visite SNS Monument, donde lo tratamos como familia.
Hector, live from Saints Corpus Christi, and that's right, folks, we've gone digital for the comfort of your own home. We've got Sue and Johnny on staff, and they are taking all trade appraisals, credit apps, and pricing online, and we even do deliveries to your front doorstep. Shop Sames and Save.
At AOC Auto Parts, we offer a huge selection of premium automotive parts and supplies at competitive prices. We also make custom hydraulic hoses made on site while you wait. We have a knowledgeable and professional parts staff that can get you back on the road in no time. Come into AOC Auto Parts today and see why we're different than all of the other auto parts stores. Buy local, buy premium parts, buy smarter. Buy your auto parts from AOC Auto Parts, located at 14342 Northwest Boulevard.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Session number 2 here for the evening. The South Texas Speedway iRacing Series up and running once again at Eldora Speedway. This time we've got the first class towing winged 360 sprint cars on the racetrack. We're going to be going into G-Tech 360 single car qualifying here in about 5 seconds. Right now, quick time in practice, a 13.91 second elapsed time around the half-mile oval for Weslaco, Texas racer Jared Maupin. That should wrap up pre-race practice here for the first class towing wing 360s here at Eldora Speedway. We should be moving on into G-Tech 360 single car qualifying here in just a moment. Jared Maupin, your quick time in practice. Max Callis looks to be second quick. Actually, make that Scott Bartoloff, second quick. And then Max Callis, Marcus Maklicek, Trent Beaver, your top 5. Ray Allen Kohanek once again inside the top 10 in 6th position. Johnny Torres 7th, Stephen Whitaker Jr. 8th, Ben Maklicek 9th, Kevin Rutherford, Tanner Whitmire, Gilbert Perez, Zyler Bryant, and Cameron Starry rounding out the pre-race practice order. Again, all of these cars within 1/2 of a second of each other, so some quick and close quarters racing going to be coming up here in heat race number 1. Or excuse me, it should be in the heat races, but we're going to get it out on the racetrack here in just a second for G-Tech 360 single car qualifying. You're looking at San Antonio, Texas driver Johnny Torres right now down the back straightaway for his qualifying effort, the Alamo Hot Rod Parts sponsored number 66 machine. Going to be one of the first to time in here this evening. Stephen Whitaker Jr. was your Caliber Collision feature event winner for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305 sprint cars. Led the race from the drop of the green flag, checked out and never really looked back. He had a 2-second advantage, actually a little more than 2 seconds, over Max Callis there by the time the checkered flag dropped 25 circuits later. No cautions in that race either. A good run for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305s. The first class towing winged 360s on the racetrack. Jared Maupin, your quick qualifier so far in G-Tech 360 single car qualifying. With a 14.31 second effort. Marcus Maklicek second with a 14.41 second elapsed time. Stephen Whitaker Jr. third quick right now with a 14.50. Ben Maklicek fourth quick with a 14.66. Actually, it is now Kevin Rutherford fifth quick. You see the iRacing 09 machine right there on the racetrack. Rutherford timing in at a 14.60 second elapsed time. Scott Bartoloff 6th quick with a 14.63. Maklicek 7th, a 14.66. Starry in 8th with a 14.68. Callis 9th with a 14.81. Torres rounds out the top 10, a 14.85. Zyler Bryant right now 11th quick with a 14.93 second elapsed time. Just over a minute to go here in G-Tech 360 single car qualifying. China Grove, Texas racer Trent Beaver in the Menards Tide Gain sponsored machine. Tide and Gain, I should say. Right now clocking in 9th quick with a 14.79. So Beaver inside the top 10 here in G-Tech 360 single car qualifying. Your top 5 still Maupin, Maklicek, Kohanek now in 3rd spot. Stephen Whitaker Jr. in 4th, and Trent Beaver rounding out the top 5 with that effort, a 14.56 for the young driver out of China Grove, Texas, Connor Rye on the racetrack right now, a 17.63 his first lap. We'll see what lap number 2 holds in the Exalta number 4 machine. Looks like it's going to be much better, a 15.74, still off the pace though for Rye in the 4 machine. And that is going to bring G-Tech 360 single car qualifying to a close, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to move on to HEB Manufacturing heat race number 1 for the first class towing winged 360 sprint cars here at Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. Once again, Nick Robbins on the call, Charles Wooten running cameras for us. We are live at RaceOnTexas.com's Facebook page, South Texas Speedway's Facebook page, and the LSRTV's YouTube channel. That is Live Sim Racing TV, your source for esports and iRacing. Thank you so much for tuning in with us, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, second race here of the evening. It'll be our final division for the Safer at Home 40, brought to you by Maxima Racing Oils. Once again, we thank you so much for tuning in with us. If you're watching at either South Texas Speedway's Facebook page, RaceOnTexas.com's Facebook page, or the Live Sim Racing TV YouTube channel, we thank you so much for joining us here this evening. First race of the event, HEB Manufacturing Heat Race number 1 on the racetrack right now, and Jared Maupin going to line up on the inside of row number 1. Rail and Kohanic will be alongside in the 21, Maupin in the 91. Trent Beaver from China Grove going to be on the inside of row number 2 in the 14. Scott Bargloff out of Corpus Christi, Texas in the 99 on the outside of row 2. The Alamo Hot Rod Parts number 66 machine is going to have Johnny Torres behind the wheel. He'll be outside, I believe, of row number 3. He'll be alongside young Cameron Starry in that 74 machine. Rye and Tanner Whitmire going to make up row number 4. Rye on the inside, Whitmire on the outside in the 4 and the 101 respectively. Should be getting ready to go, ladies and gentlemen, off of turn number 4. I do believe the iRacing pace truck gonna pull into the infield this time. Indeed it does. We will wave the green flag here on HEB Manufacturing Heat Race number 1. And it'll be Maupin leading the field in the first set of corners. Beaver gets a great start. He's gonna pull along behind the 91 machine down the back straightaway. He'll be in second spot, right on the tail tank of the 91 coming into the second set of corners. Rail and Kohanic had a good look to the inside there in the 21 machine. Kohanic not able to get it done. He'll hang on to third. Bargloff now in fourth. Cameron Starry rounds out the top 5. Down the back straightaway we go into turn number 3, working on lap number 2. You saw Johnny Torres sneak into the frame there. He's working the hub of the racetrack off of turn number 4, working it pretty well. It looks like problems for the 66 of Johnny Torres as he disappeared from the screen there for a moment. Drops back into that 6th position. Your leader still Jared Maupin, but it's a close race up front. Less than 0.3 of a second separate the top 2. Jared Maupin out front, Trent Beaver in second. A little bit further gap back to Kohanic. We now go on board with Beaver off of turn number 4. Trent sitting in second spot, trying to run down that 91 machine, run around the outside of Jared Maupin, the driver out of Weslaco, Texas, looking to be our first 3-peat winner. He is certainly our only repeat winner here in the South Texas Speedway iRacing Series. Started back on March 24th, picked up a win on the opening night. Now we watch the top 2 and the top 3 indeed roll through the first set of corners with Maupin still your leader. Should be 2 to go this time by the flag stand for the young driver, the 91 machine. 2 sticks, 2 laps to go for Jared Maupin. Second spot still Trent Beaver. Rail McCohanic in third. Scott Bargloff and Cameron Starry got a good race going on for 4th right now. And actually looks like Bargloff going to drop out of the race. Problems for the 99 machine. Maupin going to be your race leader. Once again, white flag is waved, about a half a lap to go. One more set of corners, in fact, for the driver from Weslaco, Texas. Maupin going to be your race leader at the stripe, I should say. For second spot, it was Trent Beaver by 14/100ths of a second. Beaver hangs on for second spot over Rail and Kohanic, Cameron Starry, and Johnny Torres, rounding out the top 5. That's going to move us into HEB Manufacturing Heat Race number 2. Where you're going to find the 9 machine, the Mattress Firm of South Texas, number 9M, driven by Marcus Maklachek on the inside of the front row. To his outside from Robstown, Texas, it'll be the number 89 of Stephen Whitaker Jr. He was your winner in the Caliber Collision main event for the Proline Fabrication Wing 305s that we saw just a moment ago here at the Eldora Speedway. He'll be outside of row number 2 in HEB Manufacturing Heat Race number 2. Row number 2 on the inside, you've got Kevin Rutherford from Flower Mound, Texas, driving the 09 machine. Should be next door to Ben Maklachek in the 13 machine. Next row back, you'll have Max Callis and Zyler Bryant on row number 3 in the 148 and the 23 respectively. And row number 4, you'll have Gilbert Perez III alongside Lawrence Maklachek rounding out the field for Heat Race number 2, brought to you by HEB Manufacturing. Here for the first class towing, winged 360 sprint cars at Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. The L87 Speedway logo displayed prominently there on the 9M of Marcus Maklicek. L87 Speedway, of course, the racetrack that he and his father run down there in Corpus Christi. Little kart track. A lot of multi-generation racing families in the Corpus Christi area down there in South Texas. A lot of racing done still, of course, at the South Texas Speedway. The other South Texas racetracks, of course, I-37 Speedway in Pleasanton, just outside of San Antonio, and Texana Raceway Park there in Edna. We are getting ready to go here. And that was a crazy start, a huge jump for Marcus Maklicek. He'll be your leader down the back straightaway off of turn number 2. Going to be looking back right now at Kevin Rutherford as Rutherford sneaks around Whitaker on the outside. Stephen Whitaker Jr. going to battle back on the bottom off of turn number 4, retakes the second spot. Maklicek leads lap number 1 in HEV Manufacturing Heat Race number 2, and Rutherford going to put a right rear on the front end of Whitaker's 89 machine, and Whitaker going to have his hands full and a whole lot of damage there on the 89 car. He's going to try to race this thing around the track here, folks, but a lot of damage. The 89 machine gonna not be able to finish here in heat race number 1. I highly doubt it. That car really hurt down around the bottom of the racetrack. Back up front we go. A battle for second is now raging between Kevin Rutherford and Max Callis McDonald. That's for the spot for second. Rutherford now with the runner-up position. We get a yellow flag on the racetrack. Yellow flag comes out in HEV Manufacturing heat race number 2, and Rutherford again gonna have some contact there with Max Callis as Callis goes upside down on the back straightaway. Got a replay here from Charles Wooten, of course, running the cameras again in the LSRTV control room. Rutherford up into the outside wall, bounces off the retaining wall, and then right down in front of Max Callis and Gilbert Perez. Gonna wad him up here in HEV Manufacturing heat race number 2. I want to say thank you each once again for watching us. There's some onboard camera footage from Max Callis going for a wild ride down the back straightaway here at Eldora Speedway in HEB Manufacturing heat race number 2. We'll get the lineup squared away here behind the iRacing.com pace truck. Gilbert Perez going to fall in line there, looks like behind Zyler Bryant in the 23 machine. So Maklicek, Rutherford, Marcus Maklicek, I should say, Kevin Rutherford, Ben Maklicek in third spot. Of course, Marcus and Ben are cousins, and swept the opening night for the support divisions at South Texas Speedway back on February 29th with the USMTS Open Wheel Modifieds in town. Of course, the USRA Limited Modified feature won by Marcus Maklicek, and the USRA Factory Stock feature, that win going to young Ben Maklicek in the 13 machine. Those two guys cousins, like I said, really cool to see them sweep the opening night for 2020. That's been the only racing festivities at South Texas Speedway this season due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We hope to be back to racing as quickly as possible. We are going to get the green flag, should be this time HEB Manufacturing heat race number 2. Going green off of turn number 4, and another great start for Marcus Maklicek. He'll head the field off into turn number 1, already half a second advantage over Kevin Rutherford in second spot. Perez is third, Bryant fourth. Ben Maklicek drops back to 5th, and he's now racing with Uncle Lawrence off the bottom of the speedway. Actually, no, that's a battle for 4th there that we're looking at, or 3rd, I should say, between Gilbert Perez and Zyler Bryant. Perez right now holding down that 3rd spot, rounding out your podium right now, and Bryant right now in the 4th position. Ben Maklicek 5th, Lawrence Maklicek 6th, with another caution flag will wave here in HEB Manufacturing heat race number 2. Looks like we're working lap number 6 right now. Looks like the yellow coming out for the 13 of Ben Maklicek. Ben off the racetrack there, I see in the live timing screen. Not moving on the track at all right now. See Ben there in pit lane. He'll shuffle down through the running order. So Marcus Maklicek, your race leader. Kevin Rutherford in 2nd spot. Perez 3rd. Bryant 4th. Should be Lawrence Maklicek rounding out the top 5. Max Callis there behind in 6th, and Stephen Whitaker Jr. back out on the racetrack after having to go to a pit area and get that car repaired. Once again, thanks to each and every one of you watching at home at RaceOnTexas.com's Facebook page. South Texas Speedway's Facebook page as well, and the YouTube channel for Live Sim Racing TV. The first night in open wheel competition here with at least the fenderless cars, the winged 360s, brought to you by First Class Towing this evening. Right now in HEB Manufacturing Heat Race number 2. Marcus Maklachek been the leader since the drop of the green flag. Rutherford going to look to the inside here, trying to get a good line on the restart. The iRacing.com pace truck pulls back in the infield, and Marcus Maklachek once again by several car lengths off of turn number 2, already in the race lead. A good battle shaping up for third as Gilbert Perez now looks to the bottom, trying to put a slide job on Rutherford for second. Not going to be enough. White flag in the air that time by for your leader. You're looking off the nose of the 3 machine. Third spot for Perez down the backstretch, real sideways off of the exit of turn 4. Going to try the slider once again, right down to the inside wall off of turn number 4. Not going to be enough. The momentum going to be there for Rutherford at the end as Maklachek gets the win. Rutherford will be second. Perez will be third. Zyler Bryant fourth. Lawrence Maklachek fifth. Max Callis and Stephen Whitaker Jr. going to round out the running order. We're going to have a real quick warm-up session here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a pause for the cause. We'll run a commercial or two. We'll be right back with you in just a moment.
At AOC Auto Parts, we offer a huge selection of premium automotive parts and supplies at competitive prices. We also make custom hydraulic hoses made on site while you wait. We have a knowledgeable and professional parts staff that can get you back on the road in no time. Come into AOC Auto Parts today and see why we're different than all of the other auto parts stores. Buy local, buy premium parts, buy smarter. Buy your auto parts from AOC Auto Parts, located at 14342 Northwest Boulevard.
When remembering your loved one, SNS Monuments will help you in the decision process when searching for the headstone that best memorializes your loved one. SNS Monuments offers free interest layaways with a minimum down payment. Not ready to let go of your loved one? SNS Monuments offers glass cremation orbs, jewelry, and urns.
Visite SNS Monument, donde lo tratamos como familia.
Hector, live from Saints Corpus Christi, and that's right, folks, we've gone digital for the comfort of your own home. We've got Sue and Johnny on staff, and they are taking all trade appraisals, credit apps, and pricing online, and we even do deliveries to your front doorstep. Shop Sames and Save.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Maxima Racing Oils Safer at Home 40. We're about to complete our program here for the First Class Towing Winged 360 Sprint Cars. Once again, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching here with us this evening. A couple shout-outs, Mr. Zach Terry. Thank you so much for watching. Mr. Larry Butcher, if you're still with us, we appreciate you watching this evening. Everybody else that's watching here tonight at RaceOnTexas.com's Facebook page, of course, South Texas Speedway's Facebook page as well, and of course, the Live Sim Racing TV's YouTube channel. We certainly appreciate what you have done for us in supporting us here this evening with the Maxima Racing Oils Safer at Home 40 getting ready to go. The Caliber Collision main event here for the First Class Towing Winged 360 Sprint Cars getting ready to roll out onto the racing surface and on the pole from Weslaco, Texas. Looking to be our first three-peat winner here for the South Texas Speedway's iRacing Series. That's going to be Jared Moppin driving that 91 machine. And to his outside in the 9 car will be Marcus Maklachek. Trent Beaver going to be on the inside of row number 2 from China Grove, Texas. And alongside him in the 09 machine will be Flower Mound, Texas racer Kevin Rutherford in the 09. Ray Allen Kohanic and Gilbert Perez going to make up row 3. Cameron Starry and Zyler Bryant on row 4. Stephen Whitaker Jr. and Johnny Torres going to make up row number 5. Lawrence Maklachek and Scott Bargaloff should be row 6. Max Callis and Tanner Whitmire row 7. And Connor Rye along with Ben Maklachek going to make up our 8th and final row, a 16-car field, getting ready to go for 40 laps here at the Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. The field lined up nice and tight, side by side, 2 by 2. Behind the iRacing.com Chevy Silverado. Looks like we may have some issues there. I don't see. There's Ray Alcoholic back on the screen. It's strange here, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the gremlins that we deal with in e-racing are completely different than the gremlins you see on your regular Friday or Saturday night with some of the cars blinking in and out of the screen. That's, of course, from the magic of the internet right now, but we're doing the best we can with what we've got. We're getting ready to go green flag racing, and indeed, there it is in the Caliber Collision main event. For the first class towing wing 360 sprint cars, and immediately Ray Allen Kohanic taking the road less traveled down to the bottom of the insides of turns 1 and 2. He's going to do it again over in turns 3 and 4. That driver right there, a 5-time ASCS Gulf South Region winged 360 sprint car champion. He's challenging for the 3rd spot. He'll take it away from Marcus Maklachek, and now Kohanic going to make his way to the outside as the caution flag waves. First yellow flag of the race here for the first class towing winged 360 sprint cars, going to come out on lap number 2 of the scheduled 40. The iRacing.com pace car back out on the racetrack. Get another good look at that huge slide job from Kohanic. Picked up 2 for 1 off of turn number 4. Actually, off of turn number 1, I should say. Or off of turn 2. There we go. I'll get it right. 3rd time's the charm. Looks like the caution coming out for the 13 there of Ben Maklachek as Ben gets back out on the raceway. We should be getting everybody re-racked and restacked here behind the iRacing.com pace truck. Your running order right now looks like this. It's Jared Maupin out in front. Should be Trent Beaver in 2nd. Marcus Maklachek should be 3rd. Looks like Kevin Rutherford will be 4th. Should be Ray Allen Kohanic there in the 5th position. There's Ray Allen. Cameron Starry, Gilbert Perez, Stephen Whitaker Jr., Johnny Torres, and Zyler Bryant make up the top 10. Scott Bargaloff, Tanner Whitmire, Max Callis, Ben Maklachek, Lawrence Maklachek, and Connor Rye rounding out the field. It looks like we've lost the 16, or the Ford machine, I should say. Connor Rye seems to have manually disconnected from the server there, so we'll get everybody ready to go here behind the iRacing.com pace truck. As Ben Maklachek gonna make his way back around the field, he'll tag on the rear. And we'll get everybody ready to go here. 2 laps complete, I should say. 38 laps remain here as the green flag waves once again in Caliber Collision main event action for the first class towing winged 360 sprint cars, and it's a 3-car battle for the top spot as the top 2 going to sneak their way on the outside around Marcus Maklachek back to 3rd. And I tell you what, Jared Maupin got his hands full for the first time with 14 of Trent Beaver. Those 2 right around the outside of Eldora Speedway. 3rd spot still Marcus Maklachek. A good battle for 4th between Gilbert Perez and Cameron Starry. Give the spot to Perez, though, off the bottom of turn number 4. He's going to sneak up into that 4th position, I should say. And Starry going to battle back around him right off the bottom of turn number 2. Ray Allen Kohanic now sneaking back into the top 5 as Perez gets into the outside retaining wall down the back straightaway. Yellow flag going to come out once again. I suspect Perez going for that wild ride. Bunch some cars up there behind him. As the iRacing.com pace truck makes its way back out onto the speedway again. 5 laps complete. And it looks like Gilbert Perez going to be given that EOL penalty. That's the end of the line for the 3 machine, the driver out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Your 2019 EMOD points champion, actually, at the South Texas Speedway. We'll get everybody racked and stacked once again here behind the iRacing.com pace truck. Your running order again: Jared Maupin, Trent Beaver, Marcus Maklachek, Cameron Starry, and Ray Allen Kohanic. Your top 5. Kevin Rutherford, Johnny Torres, Max Callis, Zyler Bryant, Scott Bargloff, Lawrence Maklachek, Gilbert Perez, Stephen Whitaker Jr., and Ben Maklachek, along with Tanner Whitmire, your field. Double file restart looks like here once again behind the iRacing.com pace truck as Tanner Whitmire makes his way back out onto the racing surface after having to visit pit road there. One of the cool things about this iRacing simulator, you got the best backers in the business. It doesn't matter what you tear up. You pull into pit road, you hit the little quick repair button, car's good as new, you're back out on the racetrack. We've got them double file once again here behind the iRacing.com pace truck. We're going to drop the green flag one more time. Another great start out of Jared Maupin, watching that pace truck pull into the infield, and Maklachek going to get into the back of him right there in turn number 1. Here comes Raylan Kohanic now into the field. We had about 4 or 5 cars making contact together. They're 3 and 4 wide in turn number 3. It's not that easy to do in these 360 sprint cars, and we're going to wad them up down the front stretch again, and a yellow flag going to come out one more time. I think that caution might go to Cameron Starry in the 74. We'll see what happens here as they're still beating and banging down the backstretch. 7 laps completed here in a very aggressive Caliber Collision main event for the first class towing wing 360 sprint cars. You saw Kevin Rutherford get loose there off of turn number 4, got down into the 21 of Raylan Kohanic, who then in turn got into the 9 machine of Marcus Maklachek, and then cars behind him just piled up as well. I believe it was Stephen Whitaker Jr. involved in the DNSS construction. Number 89C, the Alamo Hot Rod Part 66 of Johnny Torres got a piece of the action as well. So we will get field re-racked and restacked here once again. Rodney Conway cheering on Ray Allen Kohanic. Kenneth Montgomery, man, you make my goose squawk. I guess that's the goose equivalent of the quacking duck, brother. It's always good to see you watching. I can't, the racing community in general cannot thank you enough for the support that you give, the work that you do, the awareness that you bring, brother. We're all better people for having Kamo around. Absolutely awesome to see him watching here this evening. Thank you so much, all of you who are tuning in at either RaceOnTexas.com's Facebook page, of course, the South Texas Speedway Facebook page as well, and of course the LSRTV YouTube channel. Thank you to your support for bumping us up over that $7,000 or 7,000 subscriber mark, I should say. If you haven't subscribed to the Live Sim Racing TV YouTube channel, go do that. Go to YouTube right now, look up LSRTV. Click subscribe. If you want to know when we go live at LSRTV, you can click the little bell icon as well. That helps us out so much, bringing the best that we can here in iRacing as we are still under quarantine. A good challenge there for the second spot by Marcus Maklachek as we go back green flag racing here in the Caliber Collision main event for the first class towing wing 360 sprint cars here at Eldora Speedway. And Trent Bieber going to throw a haymaker of a slider down in turns 3 and 4. Not going to be enough. That's good side-by-side racing right there as Maupin leads lap number 8, working lap number 9 now with 31 remaining. We're going to cross the line this time and complete 25% of this Caliber Collision main event. Off at turn number 4, another yellow flag going to fly here in Caliber Collision A-Main Racing. It looks like maybe Tanner Whitmire there getting into a little bit of trouble in the 101 machine, and Lawrence Maklachek as well going upside down. Raylan Kohanic involved. But we are going to try it one more time here. We'll line them up once again. Mason Castaneda watching at home this evening. Robert David watching as well. Thank you so much, y'all, for tuning in this evening. James Lynch. You know, these cars are a little bit to handle, that's for sure. We've got some iRacing rookies here this evening. We do thank you for watching. Anyway, we hope that you enjoy some of the other races that we do with modifieds and late models. Maybe going to be bringing the mods back next week. I'm not sure what's on the plate just yet for the South Texas Speedway iRacing drivers here. We'll see. We've had, of course, some street stock racing, some modified racing, and late models as well. We've had Justin Holt pick up a street stock win back on March the 24th. You're looking right now at Jared Maupin, the only repeat winner in the South Texas Speedway iRacing Series. He's looking to make it 3 tonight. One of those also coming on the 24th of March back at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway in UMP modified racing action. Another one coming just 1 week ago at Lanier Motorsports Park, 60-lap event there at the Brazelton, Georgia 3/8 mile dirt oval. Moppin again visiting Victory Lane in the Caliber Collision main event for the UMP Modifieds. It was a 60-lap affair. You're looking off the tail tank of the 91 machine as he gets a shot in the shorts from Trent Beaver off of turn number 4. We're headed down the down the front stretch into turn number 1. Moppin still your race leader. 10 laps complete here in this 40-lap main event brought to you by Caliber Collision for the first class towing winged 360 sprint cars. Moppin still your race leader down the front stretch once again. Here comes Beaver to the inside. Trent Beaver going to throw a slide job in turns 1 and 2. Moppin going to cross him back up right off the second corner. It's Moppin back to the top spot and Beaver in second position. Gilbert Perez rounding out the podium, getting around Marcus Maklicek. Perez right now up 3 spots from his 6th starting position. 4th spot. Now back to Perez. That's the best battle on the racetrack. Marcus Maklicek on the top shelf. Gilbert Perez on the bottom, hugging the hub off of turn number 4. The momentum going to belong to Maklicek. He'll retake the 3rd spot at the stripe. 5th belongs to Zyler Bryant. 6th is Scott Bargeloff, Johnny Torres, Max Callis, and Cameron Starry. Round out the top 10. Actually, Ben Maklicek, rounding out the top 10 in the 13 machine. Kevin Rutherford making his way back up through the field. He is inside the top 10 after having to go to the rear just a few moments ago. As Rutherford right now sitting in the 10th position, we're looking at Scott Bargeloff in that 99 machine. Bargeloff sitting in the 6th spot right now, trying to run down Marcus Maklicek. The battle still raging for that 4th position between Perez and Maklicek. Actually, that's for 3rd, as now Bargeloff has worked his way up to 5th. Excuse me there, ladies and gentlemen. The spot belongs to Perez, though, in that 3rd spot. And 4th position now, Marcus Maklicek. You're looking off the nose of Maklicek's 9M Mattress Firm South Texas machine. Staring squarely at that tail tank of the 3 machine, the Gilbert Perez car. Down in turn number 1, Maklicek running right through the middle. Perez right up against the outside. Everybody, though, still trying to run down Jared Moppin. A huge advantage for Jared Moppin, 0.93 seconds, almost a second over Trent Beaver, and then it is nearly 3 seconds back to 3rd spot. Gilbert Perez pretty comfortable right now. I say that just as Marcus Maklicek now with a good look to the inside, going to try to throw a slide job on Perez for 3rd. Not going to be enough. Perez flirting with disaster around the outside as we're quickly approaching the halfway mark for your race leader. Now looking off the left rear of Marcus Maklicek's machine in 4th spot. Look at the driver sawing away on the wheel of the Mattress Firm South Texas number 9M machine. Back into turn number 1. We are now halfway home, 20 laps down, and 20 laps to go here for the first class towing wing 360 sprint cars. As now this slicing and dicing has allowed Scott Bargeloff, to make his way into the battle for that 3rd position. It's a 3-car battle for the 3rd spot now down the front stretch into turn number 1. Maklicek right around the outside of turns 1 and 2. Perez back to 4th. Here comes Bargeloff into the mix. Bargeloff working the hub of the racetrack, about a lane off the bottom, trying to get around Perez for that 4th spot. Cameron Starry a little bit distant 6th position right now. The battle, like I said, now the one for 4th is Marcus Maklicek gotten back around Gilbert Perez, and he's working his way towards the front of the pack. It's 5 seconds between Marcus Maklicek and Trent Beaver right now. Jared Moppin, of course, still your race leader pretty much since the drop of the green flag. The only challenge he's had is that 1 slide job from Trent Beaver, as now we're looking off the right front here of Gilbert Perez, trying to run down Marcus Maklicek. Perez right now sitting in the 4th position. Maklicek in 3rd. Bargeloff rounds out the top 5. Starry, Callis, Torres, Rutherford, and Bryant rounding out the top 10. A little bit of damage there on the nose with the 99 machine. You can bet that it's making that car a handful right now around the half-mile dirt oval here at Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio, as Perez again flirting with disaster on the outside. You see that right rear grab some of the concrete off of turn number 4. 25 laps now in the books, 15 remaining here as Bargeloff working around the inside of turns 1 and 2 down the back stretch. Sitting in that 5th position right now, the Comp Cam's number 99 machine, trying to run down the hip pocket backed entry. That's the 3 car of Gilbert Perez, a plain white paint job for G. Just about like that car that we see every Saturday night at South Texas Speedway, and a caution flag will fly here, it looks like, for Max Callis in the 148 machine. Go back here to the replay as Callis coming into turn number 1. Looks good around the outside there. Not sure what the caution was for. I don't know if it was for Max or not. Not sure exactly what the cause of that caution was there, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies to Max. We'll see what happens here with the EOL penalty, if anyone is assigned an EOL penalty. We are still under the caution flag here at the Eldora Speedway at Rossburg, Ohio. Of course, the Caliber Collision main event on the field for the first class towing winged 360 sprint cars. Jared Maupin, Trent Beaver, Marcus Maklicek, Gilbert Perez, and Scott Bargloff now your top 5. Looks like the yellow flag coming out for Ben Maklicek that time around, stopping on the front stretch of the racetrack. So we'll get everybody re-racked and restacked once again. Maupin, Beaver, Marcus Maklicek, Gilbert Perez, Scott Bargloff, your top 5. Getting ready to go here in just a moment as we get this lineup squared away, folks. 28 laps have been completed. 12 laps remain in the Caliber Collision main event for the first class towing winged 360 sprint cars here at Eldora Speedway. The first night with no fenders on the cars. The other competition has been street stocks. We had 1 pro late model race, and of course the 2 visits of the modifieds for this South Texas iRacing series. Both of those modified races have been won by your race leader right now, Jared Maupin, proving that he won to contend with in not only the modified ranks but the sprint car ranks as well. Stephen Whitaker Jr. won our 305s feature, brought to you by Caliber Collision for the Proline Fabrication. Wing 305 sprint cars just a moment ago. Won that thing like it was going out of style. Had a 2.5 second advantage over your runner-up car at the start-finish line when the checker flag dropped. We should be getting ready to go here any minute as soon as we get the rest of the cars on the racetrack in the correct running order, lined up and ready to go. Going to cut the race here, it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, to 30 laps. So we are going to be going green, white, checkered here in just a moment. Green, white, checkered finish here for the Caliber Collision main event for the first class towing wing 360 sprint cars here at Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. This one right here has been all Jared Maupin since the drop of the green flag. Only 1 look to the inside so far from Trent Beaver. So Maupin going to be your race leader this time off of turn number 4. Should be getting the green flag. Okay, I'm now being told again here in race control that we're going 35 laps. So my apologies, folks. It looks like Jared Maupin gonna be out in front. We should be getting ready. Here's the green flag one more time off of turn number 4. Maupin going to be your race leader down the front straightaway once again into turn number 1. Trent Beaver coming under fire with a last-ditch effort, a haymaker of a slide job being trying to be thrown, and now Beaver going to do one of his own into turn number 3. Trent Beaver going to be your new race leader at the stripe. That was a perfectly executed slide job by the young racer from China Grove. Weslaco, Texas racer Jared Maupin going to throw one of his own in turns 1 and 2. We'll see what happens. The top 2 cars going to get together as Maupin trying to protect. It looks like here another caution flag going to wave. Caution flag coming out once again. That was just getting good for the two drivers up front. Caution flag, I believe, coming out for the 99 of Scott Bargeloff, getting upside down the back straightaway after getting into the retaining wall on the backstretch here at Eldora Speedway. 5 laps remaining here at the drop of the green flag, ladies and gentlemen, and for the first time in this race, you've got a new race leader, Trent Beaver, with a huge slide job thrown on the 91 machine of Jared Maupin. Beaver looking to become our newest race winner. Of course, the only repeat winner has been Jared Maupin, like I said, in 2 modified events. Maupin has picked up both feature wins. Justin Holt, our only street stock race winner, and Howard Weaver, our only pro late model race winner here with the South Texas Speedway iRacing Series. And Trent Beaver looking to join that elite group of race winners here with the South Texas Speedway iRacing Series, with the Caliber Collision main event on the racetrack right now for the first class towing winged 360 sprint cars. The iRacing.com pace truck should be pulling into the infield, I believe, this time around, and we will have 5 laps left to the checkered flag here, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, if you've been watching us here on Race on Texas Facebook page, South Texas Speedway's Facebook page, LSRTV's YouTube channel, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. We are looking forward to bringing you some more of the best in iRacing here in this quarantine scenario for our country. The green flag drops once again here in the Caliber Collision main event for the first class towing wing 360 sprint cars. We have got 5 laps remaining, make it 4.5 for your new race leader, Trent Beaver, down the backstretch into turn number 3. Jared Maupin going to pull within a car length and a half off of the 4th corner. Not going to be enough. 31 down and 4 to go. Beaver out in front by half a second. It looks like Trent Beaver has found his groove off of turn number 4 this time around. Once again, it's going to be Beaver out in front. Gilbert Perez got into the outside wall that time around. He's going to have his hands full with Marcus Maklicek down the front stretch into turn number 1. Looking off the tail tank of Beaver's race car now, the 14 machine, showing you that great shot down the backstretch. You can see how close they are to the wall on the outside of Eldora Speedway here, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be 2 laps left to go. That time by for Trent Beaver, who's all the way out of the throttle. Beaver jumps the cushion coming into turn number 1. I bet he's out of fuel here, ladies and gentlemen. Problems for the 14 machine down on the infield. Another yellow flag gonna wave here for the 91 machine. Yellow flag coming out for the 14 of Trent Beaver, and just like that, Jared Maupin will re-inherit the race lead. It'll be a green-white checker finish here, folks, for the race machine. The 91 car, driven by Jared Maupin this evening. Marcus Maklicek now second. Cameron Starry up 4 spots into the 3rd position. Gilbert Perez in 4th. Trent Beaver being scored in the 5th position. But I don't see Trent on the racetrack right now. Like something going wonky with my live timing screen here, so we'll have, I believe, Johnny Torres rounding out the top 5. Indeed, there is the 66 machine on the racetrack. So Maupin going to be your race leader once again. The white flag will be shown after the green. It'll be a green-white checker finish here in the Caliber Collision main event for the first class towing wing 360 sprint cars. Still behind the iRacing.com pace truck on the racetrack right now. That vehicle should be pulling into the infield, I believe, this time off of turn number 4. Stephen Calavoda running race control for us here. The team at VLR has been ever so gracious in helping us out. And it looks like a manual reset of the lineup going to happen here on the back straightaway, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll get them squared away here in just a moment. unless we're calling the race. Looks like we are calling this one good, folks. Jared Maupin going to become our first three-peat winner here for the South Texas Speedway iRacing Series. So big ups to the driver out of Weslaco, Texas, for picking up his third feature in 5 races, I should say. Looks like some of the cars starting to run out of fuel here, ladies and gentlemen, with this fixed setup, so the race will be called. Once again, big shout out to Jared Maupin picking up the win. Gilbert Perez second, Marcus Maklicek third, and I believe it's going to be Trent Beaver in fourth. Marcus Maklicek in fourth. Trent Beaver will be fifth. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. We'll be back next week on Tuesday night. Stay tuned to the Race on Texas and South Texas Speedway Facebook pages for what car, what track, and you can see your favorite South Texas drivers on the track again here in the iRacing.com simulator.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSRTV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSRTV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.